There we go, one last little nip up and we are done, folks. Down here today to show you how to install a dual battery system in your four-wheel drive at home very easily. That means you will be able to head bush for a week with all the power requirements you'll ever need. This here is the all-new CTEC D250 SE. It's exactly the same as the CTEC charger I've been running in the D-Max for years now, except for one big change. This can also charge lithium batteries as well. Looks like we've got everything here.
We do, mate.
I've given Anthony from Drover Camping and Four-Wheel Drive a quick call and he has got all the bits and pieces ready that we're going to need for this install. Before we install one in the D-Max, we're going to show you the installation on a table so that you can clearly see how it's all connected. First up, you're going to need all the correct tools: cable, heat shrink and terminals. And you'll need 2 fuses or circuit breakers. The CTEC D250 SE will operate better if it's closer to the secondary battery. The longer the cable, the more voltage drop. Because there's more voltage coming to the D250 SE than there is leaving it, so the effective voltage drop is minimised. First up, you need to run a cable from your start battery to a circuit breaker. We've chosen a 60 amp circuit breaker for this. Then run the cable from the circuit breaker to the bottom left input terminal on the D250 SE. To connect up the secondary battery, run a cable from the bottom right output terminal of the D250 SE to another 60 amp circuit breaker. Then a cable from the circuit breaker to the positive of your second battery. Next, run a black negative cable from the top right CTEC terminal to the negative terminal on your second battery. You will also need to run a cable from the negative terminal of your battery to a chassis earth point, or to the negative terminal of your starter battery. Make sure you terminate your cables really well using the correct crimping tool for the size of cable you're using. Heat shrink is essential. There's a few extra steps we will get into soon, but this shows you what the circuit looks like when it's in your four-wheel drive. What do you say we run some cable, mate?
Sounds good to me.
To get the maximum performance from these units, it's important to ensure that the mounting location is well ventilated and remains as cool as possible. Next, run power cable from your starter battery to the bottom left terminal of the D250 SE, or of course the Smart Pass if you're using one. CTEC have provided a simple guide to cable size and fuse size so you can follow in the manual that comes with the units, which makes figuring out exactly what you need really easy. Like any power cable though, it needs to be fused. As we are running the Smart Pass as well as the D250 SE, we need a much bigger fuse. So we've gone with a 300 amp circuit breaker. Now, one of the most common mistakes people make when they're doing their own system is only tightening these cable terminals by hand. To avoid any accidents, grab yourself an Allen key and just give it a good solid cinch up like that there. Now look, when it comes time for you to install your D250 SE, you're going to notice 2 mode selection cables, a red and a black one. If you have a lithium battery, simply connect the black cable to a constant live feed. A constant live feed is a wire that will have battery voltage showing at all times, even when the keys are out of the ignition. We have direct battery power coming into this circuit breaker, so when we get a lithium battery, we can connect it here. Because the D-Max has a smart alternator like most modern vehicles, I need to connect this red cable from the D250 SE to the ignition signal, which may also be called the D+ or clamp 15, depending on the model of four-wheel drive you own. This will trigger the smart alternator function, which ensures the D250 SE continues to charge your second battery even when the smart alternator is delivering a low voltage. Okay, I've just got one last job to do before we wrap all this up, and that is to attach this temperature sensor. You see, the D250 SE will alter the amount of current going to the batteries depending on the temperature the sensor is reporting to the unit. This means your batteries are always charging as efficiently and safe as possible. Make sure the spot we secure it to is clean and flat and is as close to the positive terminal as possible, so you're getting an accurate temperature reading. Have a go at that. We are done, and it looks pretty smick too. I reckon this has got to be one of the fastest dual battery systems that you can install at home on the market today. It charges the batteries super quick, looks after your batteries whilst it's doing that of course, and now not only does it cater for lead acid batteries, but you're also covered for lithium down the track, so you're future proof. For more information, head to ctec.com.